Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt, and I'm one of your co-hosts.
My name is Jericho. I'm a co-host of the Stranded Survivors podcast, where we talk mostly about ARK. And today, we actually got some stuff on the docket. Matt's bringing some stuff to the table, so you can always just look forward to that.
Yeah, always. It's always a fun day when I've got something to talk about for the first time ever.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's been a year. No, I'm just
You
kidding.
know what? Shots fired.
No, Matt. You already know. You set up a lot of the episodes, especially earlier on. You did like everything, so
Joke's on you. I'm just talking about Pokemon today. That's all I'm bringing to the table. I'm just kidding,
Well,
everyone. I'm just kidding.
shoot. Well, shoot. No. Well, Matt, how are you doing?
You know what? I am doing good for the most part. I am a little tired. Been busting booty on Call of Duty. No rhyme intended. That just sort of happened.
Great rhyme.
Thanks, man. I'm a poet. Didn't even know it.
Hey.
Yeah, but so aside from that, busting butt on my homework, some exciting news. I actually found out today, this morning at 8 a.m., that I got accepted to grad school.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, boy's gonna be a counselor.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so grad school, here I come, starting in August. So that's my big news for the day, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Been playing a lot of Call of Duty recently, as I just kind of stated, why I was a little late compared to normal. Been enjoying that quite a bit. Um, Other than that, just working. I mean, not as much as I dreaded it beforehand, but still don't necessarily care to go there. I'm not even really supposed to tell stories, but I'm going to tell a story on here today because why not? Nobody report me to my work. Okay. I'm just gonna tell you what this kid did today, Matt. So we're outside. This kid
Man.
asked for a walk, and
Okay.
He goes, Mr. Jericho, can I have a walk? I said, yeah, why not? We go. He sees a cop car, okay, because there's a cop car there, and I would like to remind you, the last time there was a cop car there, he randomly started attacking me and then broke the taillight of the cop car.
What in
Okay,
tarnation?
so this time he goes, oh, what would happen if I break the cop car's taillight again? Blah blah blah. Okay, the officer comes outside this time. And to make my long story short, this kid goes up and says, what happens if I just completely kicked your taillight out right now? And the officer goes, well, you'd probably get press charges. He goes, well, would that get me out of here quicker? And the officer's like, potentially, but they could also keep you here. And then the kid's like being nice, trying to talk to the officer. And then he goes, so if I tried to grab your taser right now, what would happen? And the officer goes, I would put you on the ground. And then he goes, blah, blah, blah. They're talking. And then he tells the officer, I'm going to go kick in your tail light. Like, I'm going to break it. And the officer goes, no, you're not. And the kid steps forward and the officer like uses one hand, like pushes him back and like, you're not touching my car. And then the officer's like, the difference between me and the staff is I can touch you and I will touch you. And they can't. And then, yeah.
All
So
right.
then the officer tells the kid, like, you're going to end up on the ground. And the kid looks at him and goes, I think you're going to end up on the ground.
Oh boy.
And
Oh boy.
I'm like, here we go, Matt. It's going to go down, bro. Nope.
Round
Kid
one.
back down. He didn't do nothing, dude.
I'm glad to hear that. De-escalation without violence is always, primero numero uno, eh?
Yeah, and then the only part that I was like a little nervous about was the cop was sitting there in his car before he was leaving, and the kid's like, I think I'm gonna break his tail light, but then the officer knew and like he started backing out, which was good. So
Yeah, I'm glad that the situation de-escalated, but oh my god, that sounds stressful.
yeah. Yep.
Reason 927 why I just don't work there anymore.
Hey man, it's not like there was like 4 fire alarms pulled, like 3 staff assaulted, nothing else.
Yeah, it's not like
Nothing.
that would ever happen.
Yeah, no,
So
that would never happen. That didn't happen today.
brush up your resume for the fifth week in a row.
Yeah. I gotta get man. If it's got to be a 7 to 3, I'm not settling for something less. Or like like a till like 5 or something. I'm not settling for less, bro.
I thought the same thing until I settled for a 9 to 5, and now just being in a 9 to 5 away from that environment is so much better. I
But I
work
can,
way more
yeah,
hours, and You feel way less stressed still.
Well, I can do a 9 to 5, bro. Like, and I'm good with that, even though I do want till 3. But like, I'm not nothing else. Like, I will not. No, I will not settle for less. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Once you get on the Monday through Friday 7 to 3 gig, it's a little tough to get off of it.
Yep. So I'm not gonna mess with anything for now. I mean, until like the right opportunity comes, of course.
Speaking of not messing with things until the right opportunity comes, you know what you can't take on day one in the arc?
What?
Today's dossier creature. You like that transition there? Wow,
That was a
wow, wow,
great
wow.
transition. I A+ for the day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today, again, I've got the man, the myth, the legend, Will taking on the amazing task of reminding me what all creatures we have
Yep.
talked about in the dossier. But until he finishes that pretty epic quest, we're just gonna roll with my guesses. So today we're talking about a Triceratops. It is tameable, it is rideable, it is breedable. That bad boy likes simple kibble. It'll also take a carno egg kibble, I guess, if you're on mobile? Question mark. If you're not at the kibble point, Mijo berries are the way to go. And well, let me scrolly polyoly to the dossier here because it is all janked up. It always waits until I start it, and then all of a sudden it like scrolls on me. It's all funky.
It's okay. Don't worry. Well, people will forgive you. I think.
And you know what? If you're not gonna forgive me, you got to join the Discord and at me, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, see what I did there, man? I'm on a roll today.
You're on a roll, man. I think you can do the podcast by yourself tonight, bro.
Yeah, take it easy. Everybody have a great night.
Yeah, that's pretty.
All right.
You're doing good.
So this bad boy, Triceratops styrax, not to be confused with styrofoam, is from the late Cretaceous period. It's a bad boy herbivore with a short temper. Yep, typical to your local yoga instructor. Wild. Apparently, a crossbreed of a Triceratops and a Styracosaurus. That's fun to say. Triceratops styrax has both the characteristic three-horned face of a Triceratops and the prominent horned ridge of a Styracosaurus.
Mm.
Normally a very docile grazing animal, Triceratops becomes aggressive once angered. Triceratops will chase down would-be predators and egg stealers with incredible prejudice. Running away from Triceratops is harder than it seems due to its ability to charge and ram its target. I've seen Triceratops have an especially hostile reaction to the Tyrannosaurus, with herds attacking en masse. While not very fast, they are deadly in a group. Domesticated. A common mount for those that ride dinosaurs, Triceratops doubles as pack animal and combat dinosaur. Triceratops' bony ridge works excellently as cover from frontal attacks, and the dinosaur's charge is incredibly dangerous. It is largely protective of its kind if it senses danger. In the presence of larger carnivores that appear as a threat, Triceratops becomes stronger and rallies the efforts of its nearby species. It is also capable of harvesting a sizable amount of resources with its horns by shredding fruit from the leaves, making it a very useful work companion for small tribes.
Mm. Yeah, man, dude, the Triceratops. I mean, I think we talked about it a little bit when we were talking about the early game, but I mean, it is a nice little creature to have. But I mean, yeah, I ultimately don't tame it a bunch. I mean, I guess it's a soaker for PvP for its like tech turrets because then you can use it for its head, and it gets a good amount of berries for the early game. And it's not a fairly hard creature. I don't remember what I said. I mean, I have such a bad memory, so yeah, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, first off, love Helena. Forgot to say that at the end of the dossier.
Oh.
But yeah, the trike, I found it very interesting that it was a mixture of two different species. From a science standpoint, I didn't know that. I hadn't noticed that it was a hybrid of the two. So that's pretty nifty. I wonder if, because it says in the dossier that it has that big ridge over its head that can protect you from frontal assaults. Is that just wordplay for the dossier? Like, you can't be shot off the back of most mounts. Like, I can't shoot you off the back of a stego, can I? The stego's
Yeah,
going to take the damage for you.
yeah, it's a lot harder, but you can. But yes, I mean it's very hard.
You can still, though.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess the trike would have an advantage PvP wise there, because not only is it a soaker, but it's got a little built-in organic shield, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, but PvE uses, it's pretty good at berry taming. But to be honest with you, there's a small little niche window where the trike is a good tame. Before that, it's too dangerous to tame, and then after that, when you get something better, it's not really necessary anymore. So there's like a small little niche window where a trike is a good tame, but it's not super necessary. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, the trike is nice though. It's a like nice, not a necessity, but it's also fun to have. And then
Yeah,
Will also said I thought it was one dino like Sarah from Land Before Time.
and I was just gonna say I will always have a Triceratops. I will always name it Sarah. It will always be on my server. So there's always gonna be one, and they're not super useful, but I like them. Just a me
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you guys think of the trike, and do you guys tame a trike early game or do you not? I mean, I guess really quick though is something that I was thinking of was that one time when I was taming a trike, I was like, there was a new AI pathing, or well, is it AI pathing or the new pathing, right? For arc and like the things actually whatever. And dude, those things were so much harder to tame than just and like no movement speed either. I don't know, they were just a little harder to tame. They weren't like hard, but they were harder to tame. And just like running around with that little, I don't know, it's just hard. And those things charge at you, they can break your bones, all these different things.
Hey, that's a good point. You make good points, sir.
Okay,
Oh,
Matt, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna move on to the comments here from last week.
Please do.
Okay, as my forgetting self forget, don't remember the question, but we live and we learn. As we continue to not remember the question, but we're gonna answer or see what people answer. Ariana about the question. Yes. Oh, I said, are people going to attend the event? Yes, I'm going to attend the event. We're gonna pause it there. Matt, event news.
Yeah. So the event fell flat. It was supposed to be either yesterday or today, but you know what? I just failed at my time management these past couple weeks, and I really needed to lock in for Call of Duty, and I really needed to just figure some stuff out for the esports team. And today I figured out what I needed to figure out. Now that I got it locked in, I can continue preparing for the event. My kid's birthday is the 15th, Valentine's Day is the 14th. So I think just for the sake of making sure that everybody has their time that they need, we will probably plan it for the week after Valentine's Day, is when I am tentatively saying that this event will be happening. So these questions are in response to the event that was supposed to be this weekend, but is really going to be for real this time, the weekend of what is that, the 20th or 21st?
Yeah, around there. So yeah, make sure you guys, if you guys didn't have enough warning, this is definitely enough warning for you guys to clear your whole schedule. Be on our YouTube channel, by the way. You'll be on the YouTube channel. Um, and just have a good time with us. Have a good fun time. So
Yes.
yeah.
And it's going to be, for those of you that are not in the Discord, first off, shame on you. You need to be in the Discord. Second off, this is going to be a like full blown gladiator event. So there's going to be a lot going on. I've got a lot of events all the way down from free for all events to, solo events to team events. So there is something for everyone. So please, please, please come on down, win a prize, like they say at the carnival.
Well, let's continue here with the answer. He said, yes, I'm going to attend the event. I promised I would, with the time and date allowed me to, but I know now it will. So I'll see you guys there. Just got no faith in my own PvP skills. I ain't a PvPer, but it's about the fun, not the prizes.
Amen.
Um,
It should be fun.
I was gonna say it will be fun no matter what. If you're a PvPer, PvE, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a chance for PvPers to flex, but a chance for PvEers to dip their toes in with no risk. No risk, big reward.
Exactly. Equal Fox, unfortunately, I will not be at the event. Managing time is hard with my ADHD brain. So
Amen,
I had to
sister.
put Arc aside. Will I get things done? Matt, We all know the pain of carefully creating an intricate narrative with plot twist and intrigue, only to or and yeah, intrigue, only to have our players find a way to burn it all down using only a barrel, random magic item that you forget about, in a fistful of cheese. Jericho, I bet you feel intimidated seeing your name written in all caps with zero context as to why. Hearts to everyone.
You know what? She understands. So, yeah, that sounded like a really oddly specific example, and I think that there is a very specific story behind that example that I would like to hear one day because now I'm intrigued accidentally.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, especially Matt, when you were doing your D&D podcast, there was always like certain people who would always try to do like the stupid stuff.
There's always one. Every
Yes.
party has one. Sometimes it's fun, and other times you just want to sit there and roll your notes up into a little ball and pout.
Hail Hydra. Yo, Exodia. We just figured out a new segment for the podcast where we teach Matt and Jericho about Australian animals. I've never been there, but it's fascinating. And that's why I know about the animals there. And you are right. You definitely don't want to come across a taipan. I was just wondering if you've seen one in a zoo or something. You should teach Jericho about Echinads or whatever that's called because he
Echidnas.
mispronounced it. Yep,
Echidnas, you
mispronounced it
fool.
again. Mispronounced it again. I think Hill Hydra set me up for that on purpose. I'm calling it right now. Um, Mispronounced a couple episodes ago and didn't know what it was. I love you guys.
You know what? I'm all about it as long as you teach me the ones that sound silly. Taipan, that sounds silly. A bilby, also silly. Teach me all the silly animals.
Lachlan, hi guys, love the episode. Do you guys still do live streaming for the podcast? If you do, how do I find it? I found a glitch in No Man's Sky to copy items thanks to streaming text.
Hey, yo.
Wow, copying items. Okay.
Yeah, the good old dupe glitch.
Good old dupe. We loved that in Arc back in the day. 100% loved it.
You know what? In Ark, it is against the spirit of the game because it's got such a competitive nature in,
Mhm.
there's trade markets and trade values to things, and that's kind of a difference there, where in No Man's Sky, it is literally like it's a solo game where you just so happen to be able to play with other people pretty much. So there's
Mhm.
not really, you know, I don't chastise people for doing it in that game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um, and yes,
But
we
hey, to
do stream the
answer,
podcast, by the way.
hey, there you go.
Because we stream it on Discord. So make sure you go join the Discord. I mean, I think we could talk about doing it on YouTube potentially. I guess, who knows if that's what I mean, if you don't do Discord, I guess, and we could do YouTube. I mean, I guess we'll figure that out. But otherwise, join the Discord. That's the real answer. Join the Discord, and you can join us live every single Monday at around between 9 and 9:30
PM Eastern.
Eastern. Eastern time. Yep, that's right.
Important
Um,
distinction.
Tyler, who's actually been answering quite a bit, but just like we never get to him because he's always, I feel like he was like catching up on the episodes. But Tyler, another amazing video again, and I wish I could be in the Stranded Survivors events, but I don't have a gaming system. But I do play Ark on mobile and I have both the old and new Ark mobile on my phone, and I had an idea. It's cool if you don't have the ability or time, but it'd be cool if you guys did an Arc Mobile event or got an Arc Mobile server for us people that do Arc Mobile. And Hail Hydra, you should really do a podcast. And again, another amazing video.
See, Hell Hydra getting some love. Start that podcast, Hell Hydra. Um, Arc Mobile is I'm gonna catch some flack for this, but Arc Mobile is absolutely not my thing. I'm so happy for those of you that have the opportunity to play it. I'm so happy for those of you that enjoy it, and I don't want to yuck your yum, but I don't realistically see myself playing Arc Mobile or doing anything on Arc Mobile.
I think there's a big fan base there, which is really awesome. I don't also see myself playing Arc Mobile. Like, I mean, I tried it and I didn't necessarily enjoy it. I'm not dissing you, Tyler. Like it,
Yeah,
but I mean, overall, for me, I don't think it's the thing I would play.
No, and my rationale behind it, if I'm gonna play Ark, I want to play the full game. I want to play it on my Xbox. And if I'm going to play a game on my phone, I have a game that I play on. I know that sounds really weird, and maybe it's just a thing for me because I've got some, I'm a weird person. I'm a little quirky, but like I have a game on my phone. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna play a phone game, I'm gonna play RuneScape. So
Mhm.
I just don't see myself playing Ark Mobile. It's just not in the cards for me. But again, I'm so happy for those of you that enjoy it.
But I will say this though, from my point of view, for Arc Mobile, is I would 100% love to get a server actually for Arc Mobile personally, right?
Okay.
But the problem is because I do think it would reach a big audience and would just be fun for people to talk on, right? Or just chat on. But I feel like it defeats the purpose if we're not playing.
Yes, 100%. It does.
And you can let us know, Tyler, what you think about that. Cause whatever, but like I just feel like since we wouldn't play, I feel like that's not fair to you or anybody that plays mobile.
Yeah, that's fair. We would kind of just be opening it up for everybody, and I don't know. It feels like putting a kid in the playpen and leaving him there. Just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And then Will said, I will volunteer to make a list of all the past Dino dossiers. I will just put the podcast on while I play and do housework. And then also, he said in the live chat just now, question I forgot to add to my post for me. The question he has is, will you be playing in the event since it is PvP? That is actually a good question. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna be recording a lot of it, but I can also record and do it. So I'm gonna probably try to do it, even though I'm like level 2. But
Hey, level's not going to matter. Everything's going to be provided for you. So I guess it would matter as far as your melee damage goes, but that's about it.
oh, look at maybe should I just kind of cheat and then upgrade my melee and health? Ooh,
Oh, geez. Yeah. See, there we go. Pro tip: upgrade your health and your melee. Take a mind wipe right before.
maybe that's the way to go, Matt.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you should go all crafting because forget society and their
He said,
expectations.
"Show us how fast a note run can level you up." um, And then the question or the poll was, are you going to be at the Stranded Survivors event? One or sorry, there we go. 16% said we'll try, 50% said no, and 33%
Mm.
said yes.
Well, 50% of you need to come to my office right now. We need to chat about that.
So, also something really quickly that I do want to share before we get into some of the ARC talk here
Yeah.
is Um, I'm 90% sure that when we did our episode last week that we were at 4.8 stars, I think. I
Yes.
could be
Yes,
wrong.
we were.
You yes, you agree?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we got one more what's it called? We got one more as of that last episode because someone might have listened, you know?
One legend is what I hear.
Um yeah. And they got us up to 4.9.
Let's go. That's
So that's
really good,
cool.
actually.
Gonna say 4.9, 56. That's I mean, it was just cool. Like that's cool. Just oh man. See, look at as the time of this, another person already did it, man. Maybe it's somebody in here that didn't do no.
Yeah, whoever just did that in here, good on you. If you haven't already done it, let's go, people.
Yeah, 57. I wanted to get to 100 this year. Matt said he thinks that's very attainable.
I think it is. I think it's super attainable, just like the 250 in the Discord is super attainable that we're aiming for.
And so, I mean, as you know, I'm a big number guy really quick, and then we will actually get into it. I just lied to everyone. I'm kind of a bad guy.
You
Okay.
fool.
But I will say like this is the best month we've had or the best last 30 days in a very long time. That's all I'm going to say. Like it's just fun to see that. It's very cool.
Hey, that tells me that our time is being well spent and people are enjoying the content. And those are two big things that matter a lot to me.
So
Good
yeah.
to hear.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, sorry Matt. So, you know, you got some things you want to bring to the table here. We're going to, kind of put you to the test. So what are these things?
So, my guy, as you all know, Valguero is coming out. Not anytime like super, super soon, right? But There was some debate as to what was going to be added into Valguero when it did drop.
Yep.
There's been a lot of hot debate as to, voting going on, different ideas being thrown out, and lots of rumors. But I believe I've come across a list of the dossiers that are going to be for all of the new creatures.
Think so.
So, first one I got here coming to Valguero is the giant stick bug.
Okay.
It is literally, those of you that have seen a stick bug in the wild, it is literally a big old creepy one with a spooky praying mantis face. It looks, in the image, it looks like a dead tree. And then I'm assuming it's going to come to life kind of like the rock elementals do.
Okay.
Says its gigantic size has not prevented it from perfecting its camouflage, so much that it's managed to become virtually indistinguishable from a tree to enemy prying eyes, even with the aid of a spyglass. As I wandered through the forest, I got the impression that some logs were moving. Although I checked around, I didn't notice anything that strange except for a log without leaves. As I approached these logs, I picked up what appeared to be its bark, but was actually woody chitin. From there, I realized it was a giant stick bug. Says you got to bring it out to the open, and then you have to throw honey at it several times, but it's important not to be seen, otherwise it will avoid approaching. Once it's busy enjoying the honey, you have to approach it, give it sap, its favorite food. Unlike many other insects, it is used exclusively in warfare. This woody arthropod, being able to climb the surface and float on water, is mainly used for safe exploration. Its woody constitution has the advantage of making it immune to bee stings, which also allows it to carry a beehive on itself, thus being protected by a colony of bees. What is most
What the
surprising was
world?
to discover that if it is fed enough, it secretes hemolymph, which is reminiscent of redwood sap in every single way.
What in the world?
So what do you think of that? That is, it says it's a herbivore, it has an elusive temperament, so that sounds pretty interesting. That sounds like it's got a lot of really solid PvE utilities.
Yeah, I was gonna say for PvE, I think it'd actually be really cool, and I think that that would be an interesting thing. So is this like official? Because or is it like things that could potentially be put in? That's what I ask.
According to this post that I'm reading, it says the names of all these dinos and then it says are coming to Valguero.
Okay.
And everybody in the comments are just referring to the taming methods and one of them that everyone is most excited about. So I want to run through them real quick and then I want to see which one you're the most excited about as well.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the first one. Sounds pretty nifty, right? The second one here, this one looks like a snow leopard in every single way. It is called a Pachypanthera. Carnivore, aggressive. Panthera, you can assume, go ahead and look that one up.
Yeah.
Um, it has been known to be dangerous. Whoa, this is a weird, it's got a lot of typos in the dossier. Come on, wild card, get your act together. It has been known to be dangerous to roam the forest at night. Most threats you recognize by their noises, footsteps, and various sounds, but the deadliest are the ones you cannot hear. And nothing is quieter and deadlier than a Pachypanthera on the prowl. These huge felids during the day lie in hiding in the midst of vegetation, waiting for unsuspecting prey to pass close
Oh.
enough. But during the night, they sneak out to hunt, so it's best to avoid lighting fires if you don't want to invite one over for dinner. Among large mammals, this is undoubtedly one of the most versatile hunters. Not only can, uh, not only can, like tigers and jaguars, hunt both on land and in water, but its night vision and ability to make agile, silent movements make it indispensable for stealth raids. Just like leopards, it can quickly scale vertical surfaces by jumping from one end to the other, allowing it to reach the highest tops of trees and mountains, then being able to pounce on birds and pterosaurs by breaking their necks, killing them instantly on the spot. Its
No.
bite is the only one that can rival that of a thylacoleo, but instead of inflicting bleeding damage, it directly breaks bones, preventing prey from escaping. Bruh.
That's actually wild.
That,
There's no way there's 5 creatures coming. That's wild. That's already
hey
a
man,
wild creature.
yeah, this I can I'll share these to the Discord later and you can look at the post, but to my knowledge, these are all coming.
Wow. That's actually wild. I mean, that one's dude, that one's like kind of that's like gives me a little creepy, you know? A little
Yeah, dude,
scary.
that sounds sketchy. That's got a lot of PvP uses. PvE, I don't see it being as useful, but it's definitely going to add a whole new layer of danger to the wilderness at night.
Oh yeah, and we already got the stupid Trudon, so
Dude, the redwoods are going to be so much scarier.
yeah, for sure.
All right, up next we have the Radiodactylus.
Oh,
This
great.
bad boy it looks like a pteranodon had a baby with a tapejara. Um, the Radiodactylus is a carnivore. It's got a skittish temperament. It says, while looking for a flying creature amidst a group of pteranodons, I noticed strange specimens with atypical features. Upon closer examination, I realized that they were radiodactyls, which, despite having developed an evolutionary convergence with pteranodons, are actually related to quetzals. They are rather shy of humans, but not as much as the tapejara, being attracted to loud noises such as explosions. In addition, some rumors speak of the existence of radioactive specimens, which are very rare to find, and it seems that the only way to distinguish them are luminescent eyes and a mouth. I recommend not approaching them without proper protection. With its scream, it reinforces the Allied air forces, and once the dive is activated, it can no longer be stopped. It's up to the pilots to decide to disengage in time to save themselves or get caught up in the crash. Um, do not become too attached to this animal. Those who domesticate these pterosaurs do so almost exclusively for military purpose. In fact, its saddle is equipped with compartments for bombs, explosive materials, and an ejector seat complete with a parachute.
What?
If already the explosion caused by the impact of a radiodactyl is something devastating, I do not want to imagine the outcome if it was a radioactive specimen that was thrown against a base. You can literally turn this thing into an organic nuke and you crash it down on someone's base. It kills the tame instantly, but it creates a massive like area of effect damage.
What?
Yeah, so
There's
you
no
literally,
way they're adding that, bro.
dude. Yeah.
That would be wild.
I'm telling you, man, there is not a single person in these comments that are so there's votes in progress. They're not sure. See, there's votes in progress. I think they're going to include a lot of them, though, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, that is crazy. I was gonna say that's like I've never seen them add 5. Oh, I guess they maybe I mean they've added like 2 creatures, I guess, 2 or 3 before, so maybe they really would.
I think they're. I don't know. They got to do something. I think that things are starting to get stagnant. We were talking about it a little bit before we started recording that, people are not really feeling the call right now. So we're in that art goes in waves. People get burned out and come back, and it's one of the games that will always call us back. But I feel like they got to do something creative here to draw people in. And none of these creatures would be game breaking together. So I don't see a reason why so far all three of them couldn't be included.
Yeah, I agree actually so far. I don't see why. I mean, and of course they're all gonna be in different zones, different things like that, so I don't see why not.
Yeah. Um, so this next one, there's two more.
Okay.
This next one looks like a wild boar when you first look at it. It looks a little more normal boar related than the current Daeodon does. It's
Yep.
called the Listriodon. I
Oh,
happened to come
okay.
across several familiar animals, but I never expected to find pigs. The curiosity of these swines drives them to crops, and although their appearance makes them appear harmless, in reality, the Lystrodons are quite territorial and react when threatened, going so far in cases of extreme danger as to emit a very high pitched screech that deafens other creatures.
Mm.
On the domesticated ones, the effect is such that they do not respond to their master's whistles and commands, but the most sensitive individuals seem to be the mammoths, which not only become temporarily deaf, but go completely mad, attacking their own tribe, while the wild ones, from
Ah.
small to medium sized, run away terrified.
Wait, so
In
like
addition,
Yeti. right?
Yeah,
Or like a sorry, Yudi.
a Yudi. Yeah, like a Yudi.
Okay.
In addition to being used for both crop harvesting and warfare, most raise this animal for food. Although it is a pure omnivore capable of eating any organic matter, it has been noted that feeding it long grass and savor root increases its fat mass, resulting in more resources obtainable from it. Pork is
Mm,
preferred by humans, which is why it can be processed to obtain very high quality cuts, useful for every need. I don't like this one.
yeah, I don't like that I don't know what it is gonna add. It just sounds like 3 different art creatures in one or something, man.
Yeah, it's like the Yudi
A gotcha kind of or like
combined
a
with an organic gotcha kind of combined with like uh an ovis. It's like an
yeah,
ovis
yep,
combined with a Yudi.
yep, yeah, there's too much going on for me in that one.
So I don't like it because it's not gonna be as effective as the Yudi. It's not gonna have a good roar. So that's gonna make it right there already less obsolete. Or more obsolete, I mean. And then with it being pork is preferred by humans, I don't think we need to add another meat source to the game. There's already all sorts of different meat sources, and mutton is pretty solid. So is it going to be above mutton? Is it going to be below mutton? Is it going to be just for people? I don't know. I'm not buying it. I don't like that one. That's the first one I've not liked so far.
Yeah, I don't necessarily enjoy that one as much as the others.
Okay, so that one might have missed the mark. Listriodon, not my favorite. This one is the one that everybody in the comments is seemingly most excited for.
Okay.
It is called the Rhinoceratops.
Mm.
Um, looks like a trike, but it's a little more colorful, and it looks to be a little bigger and more aggressive looking than a trike. It doesn't have horns and spikes on its back head frill, but it just has the two main ones. So wild. I knew that ceratopsids roamed in groups, but I have never seen one composed of different dinosaurs aggregated together, following an animal far larger than themselves, protecting it like a leader if it got too close. The creature in question is a rhinoceratops, one of the largest herbivores I have ever seen. And from what I thought were different ceratopsids, were actually triceratopsids that had developed a resemblance to other known species by being in close contact with it. Taming this animal is no easy feat, having to demonstrate strength and endurance, but once done, it will prove to be one of the best weapons of war in your possession. Its large size seems to be the result of evolutionary arms race to encounter or to counter larger carnivores or threats of any kind by developing appropriate equipment accordingly for itself and its ceratopsid relatives. In fact, not only does it suffer half the frontal damage thanks to its large bone collar, but after an intense and long fight, the Rhinoceratops' rage is unleashed by violently stabbing its opponent, rendering it helpless and bloody. This giant is the perfect example of the saying, there is no bad guy more bad than a good guy when he becomes bad. So I recommend not angering it.
So that's a lot. But what is it? I think that what's I just gonna say? Oh, so it said it was one of the larger herbivores. But dude, a Bronto's a herbivore, man. Like, so how big is this thing, dude?
There's a picture on the dossier, and in the dossier, it is impaling a giga. So it is
You're
a
kidding.
triceratops the size of a giga.
What?
And it says that it has other dinosaurs of other species following it, protecting it like a leader if it got too close. So it's got like triceratops, pachyrhinos, it's got like all of the triceratops family will follow that bad boy behind it in one big uh herd, kind of like a Yudi does to Carnos and Aloes and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Huh.
This one seems pretty solid.
Yeah, that one's a little crazy. But that'd be a little unique creature to have, especially a herbivore that's so big. I mean, there is other ones like like a Titan. I think is technically what, but you know what I mean. Like, and then have it also like a Yeti. That kind of be an interesting factor.
Yeah, it's for anybody who wants to look it up, apparently it was a real dino, a rhinoceratops, from the late Cretaceous period. But that would be interesting. I'm all for it because, we were just, that's ironic actually. I didn't look this far into it to see this before. But speaking of Triceratops from our dossier earlier, this is, the Triceratops big brother. And for those of us that prefer herbivores and prefer a more defensive play style rather than aggressive play style, that could be really solid. And for PvP, I mean, Criminy, talk about the ultimate soaker, right?
Yeah, that would be really the ultimate soaker. It had to be like I feel like it had to be pretty hard to tame though. Some fast torpor or something.
It says you have to tame it by showing strength and endurance. I'm not sure what exactly that
Hmm.
means.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, I'm gonna share this post to the Discord. I'm gonna put it in the general chat. So anybody who wants to go ahead and take a look at these ones. Again, these are just ones that are being voted on. It's not like something that is 100% guaranteed, but I personally don't see why they wouldn't snag at least 3 out of these. And honestly, 4 of them seem like a really good idea. I think out of these 5, I think it's, realistic to assume that they're going to maybe take 3 of them. So my picks for what 3 would make the most sense would be the Radiodactylus, the organic nuke,
Yeah.
the end game Triceratops there at the end, and the stick bug.
That's funny because those are the three that I would have picked.
Really?
Yep.
We're on the same page then.
um, and then Exodia said have to kill his mates with the trike and then lasso it till it falls down and you can feed it. Need a trike and a horse.
Gotta show it who's boss.
Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, those would probably be the ones that I pick. That little stick bug thingy, I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool. Um, the radio one, I'd like to see how that would work because they wouldn't let it something just bomb into a base because they'd probably think that was too hard anyways. So, I mean, I guess we'll see though.
Dude, how funny would that be if it could can you just imagine if you're riding one and you can get I don't know, man. Our breeding is quick on our server, so breed out 20 or 30 of those bad boys, and you just look over the top and you just see all these
That
boom, ba boom, boom, ba boom, 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 boom. White people. That'd be interesting.
would be very interesting.
Um, but I don't know, man. It's a discussion, so everybody head to the Discord, go look at that discussion, and then I don't know, man. I think easy question of the day is what would be your guys' top 3 picks for out of that list of 5, which up to 3 would you prefer to see in there?
Yeah, for sure. Like we said, we kind of told you ours. So you guys let us know what your guys' favorites are going to be. And then also really quickly here is Will said, how about we just dive bomb the Titan King or the King Titan with it?
Dude, that would be actually a really interesting strategy to see implemented. I would be very curious to see how that would play out. It would really come down to the damage, and I'm curious how the damage would scale. Is it going to be something that would scale with HP? Because, bigger explosion to kill it at higher HP? Is it going to be something that scales with melee? I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But that's going to be the question of the week. Let us know what you guys' favorite community voted creatures, or do you guys have ones that you guys want? Just let us know in the comments or let us know in the poll, whatever it's going to be on. But we appreciate you guys if you stayed till the end. I have nothing left. Matt, what do you have?
I got nothing, man. I learned how to tame horses. I'm proud of that because I said at one point on air a long time ago that I didn't know how to tame horses. So figured out how to do it. I'm good at it now.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Yeah, so I mean, why not? Make sure you guys follow, our or go to our Discord, join our Discord. Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube, comment. I want you guys to comment on this episode. Because why not? And we're really cool people. And make sure you guys, like I said, go join the Discord, follow the TikTok, different things. The last
Greatest
tiny
patch
bit,
bars.
little announcement. It's nothing set in stone by any means, okay? But Will has been asking for the map series to come back. I will say it's only one done, but I do have one of the map voting videos done. So that doesn't mean they're going to come out soon, but I'm just saying I do have one of them done out of the 5 that need to be done. So I would like to say that I'm partially done with that. So yeah.
Let's go. Partially done as a start.
Yeah, exactly. But survivors, keep on surviving. I hope you guys have a fantastic week.
Take care, everyone. See you next week.